Me. Yo. Welcome in, welcome in. People that's live on the Twitter spaces, the people that's live on the YouTube. Appreciate you guys for joining me today. November 3rd, 2022. We only got a 2-game NBA card today, so show shouldn't be too long. But I'm pretty sure you guys have done your research and, got a couple plays that you want to share. And I got some looks and some information I want to share with you guys as well. Welcome into the new people. This is a ChrisBeCappinn NBA show where we just kind of go through and try to find some value. We live bet these basketball games and pre-bet these basketball games, and we just try to get to some money, man. We try to cash some tickets. Let's see, what was I trying to do real quick before we get started? That's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to, change my actual background, and then we'll get started. Hold on. Okay, bet. All right, now we live. We ready. If you're listening on Twitter, you can click on the link that I just posted on Twitter and join the conversation over on YouTube. If you're interested in dropping your plays off over there. And I just want to do one more thing before we get started, and then I'll share my notes with you guys. What I actually have. Okay. All right. So no further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's jump in. We got, like I said, it's just 2 games today. First game up. Let's go to our. Oh no, my fault. Recap. Quick recap of yesterday. I did not have the greatest day yesterday. I lost a unit. I think a little over a unit. I like to start the show with transparency. Yesterday I went 3-2. Couple plays I thought was gonna hit, didn't hit. Like the Knicks, who jumped out to early lead, took them minus the 2.5, and that didn't cash. Charlotte actually played well in the first half against the Bulls before they got mollywopped in the second half. Just didn't come to play in the second half. Took them plus the 6. And then the Pelicans last night. I don't know if you guys stayed up late last night to watch that game, but Dyson Daniels actually went to the free throw line with like 3 seconds left and had a chance to put the Pelicans up by 5, missed both free throws. And then Matt Ryan comes down, hit a corner 3-pointer, fading out of bounds to send the game to overtime, and the Pelicans win the game. This is exactly why I don't bet on the Lakers and I don't bet against them. So those are my 3 losses. We hit on maxi points yesterday. If you came into the space early, I gave that one out as soon as we started because that was a 6 p.m. Eastern start time yesterday. That game versus the who did they play? They played Washington. The Wizards beat Philly in Philly yesterday. And then I also gave out the Cavs plus the 1.5 as a late play as well. So all in all, we finished minus 1.29 units yesterday, 2 and 3, about even for the week, which is not what we want to be. We want to be up, but we'll take it. We'll take it. The season is still young. We got a lot of money to make, and we'll get to it. Let's jump right into it. So first game up, we got the Golden State Warriors traveling to Orlando to take on the Magic. This spread actually opened. I don't got my iPad. This spread actually opened at 7.5. Some money definitely came in overnight over the for Golden State. The spread went all the way to 9. So people are expecting this to be a get right spot for Golden State. Total opened at 226.5, and I think it's still hovering around 226.5. Give me 1 second. Let me grab my iPad. All right, cool. So I just like to have the live odds up while I'm talking about the game, so I can make sure the lines didn't move any way that I didn't know about. So the total has stayed about the same. Like I said, the spread went from 7.5 to 9. I see a 9.5 as well, and then the total opened at 226.5. It's only come down a half a point to 226. So what I got in this game, what we looking at? We're looking at a Wizards team that has lost 3 games in a row. 3 straight road losses, and you could argue that the spots have been terrible for them. They probably should have won the first one in Charlotte. That game went to overtime. They lost that game in overtime. Slow start. Then they had a back-to-back, and it was a 3rd and 4 as well. First, couple games on the East Coast road trip. They had the back-to-back in Detroit, and Detroit beat them as well. Warriors defense just didn't show up in that game at all. So the Warriors lost that one as well. And then you go to Miami. Miami was looking for revenge. We saw Miami actually beat both of the teams that beat them on the Western Conference road trip last week. They just beat Sacramento last night, and they beat the Warriors in a controversial game the other day. That game was a little bit controversial. And all of that kind of leads to, what I think is going to happen in this game. And I'll get there. So just in totality, for people to kind of understand the big picture, this is a 5-game road trip for the Warriors. They're playing 5 games all together before they head back to the Bay. And that next game is actually tomorrow against the Pelicans. Terrible, terrible spot for Golden State tomorrow. It'll be not just their 5th game of the road trip, but it's also going to be their 5th game in 7 days. And I had to count it like 3 times. I'm like, bro, they only got they legit had like a back-to-back and then one night off and then another back-to-back and then one night off. So I am under the impression that Golden State, and I don't know, I haven't seen this anywhere. This is me looking ahead. I think Golden State, if they play a hard-fought game tonight against against the Orlando Magic, I think they might rest the starters tomorrow. And if they really want to compete tomorrow against the Pelicans, I think they come out and they punch the Orlando Magic in the mouth early. And I do think that there's some frustration that's building in the Golden State locker room. I think when you look at the starters, Golden State's starting 5 is not the problem. It's the second 5. It's the second unit, which Golden State, back in the day, 4, 5, even 3 years ago, they were strength by numbers. Now they get rid of all of those pieces that they used to have on that bench that made them such a cohesive unit, and they don't have those guys no more. Like Bielitsa is gone, right? I'm thinking about guys like Gary Payton II. He's gone. Damian Lee, he's gone. Juan Toscano Anderson, even though he didn't do much, he's gone, right? So they don't have those same guys on this team anymore. And then they bought in a guy like DiVincenzo from Sacramento, who is really good, but he's out right now. And that's forcing Ty Jerome to play big minutes. And I talked about how, I like Ty Jerome. He went to UVA, right up the street from me. But Ty Jerome, he's Chipotle on defense. He's food. People are going to eat him on the defensive end. So all that being said, tonight's game is the 4th game in 6 days for the Golden State Warriors. On the opposite side, you get a Miami team. They're coming in. They're only 1-7 straight up and 2-5-1 ATS. They are 2-0 ATS at home, and this will be their first home game because they actually just went out to OKC and lost that game after having a 9-point lead in the second half. Ended up losing the game by I think 9. But this will be their first home game of a 7-game homestand. So I think the Magic will, they'll start to get it together. Also, if you've been watching this Magic team, you understand what the problem is with them. They just don't have guards. Like all of their guards are hurt. They have probably more injured players right now than any other roster. And that's just it hasn't happened since the season started. They just entered the season like this. Even Terrence Ross is listed as questionable. I didn't see with a left knee contusion. I don't know if he's going to play in this game, but all of their guards are out. Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony, he's also going to miss this game. They have a bunch. Even Jalen Suggs, he came back yesterday. I think he played off the bench, so they're missing that, and it's forced guys like Franz Wagner to play, kind of like point guard, and he's no point guard. He's more of a small forward shooting guard. But it's forcing guys like him to try to get the others involved. All of that leads to the Orlando Magic not being able to score a lot of points. This team is 29th in scoring. They're averaging just under 103, 105 points a game. I can't remember exactly which one it is. Don't quote me on that. No, actually, I think I do got it. I got the note somewhere. They're averaging about 105. I know the only other team that's averaging less points than the Magic right now, I think, is the Houston Rockets. I think they're the worst offensive team in the league. So this Magic team can't score. And I do think there's going to be some emphasis on the Golden State side to actually get people in, to actually go out here and play defense. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of like the spot. I kind of really like this spot for Golden State tonight, because if you go back and you look at, and I didn't have a chance to do this earlier, I probably should have. I was thinking about this actually a little bit later. But if you go back and look at who Golden State struggles defensively, right? Like, I think we all know that. We talked about them being one of the worst defensive teams in the league. And just for statistical purposes, Golden State defense ranks 29th. They're the second worst defense in the league, giving up 121 points per game through the first, 7 games of the season. They're, first 8 games of the season, they're 3-5. But Orlando's offense doesn't score the ball well, right? So something has to give. I think Golden State offense actually shows up in this game, as they have throughout the season. It's not been an offensive problem. It's been a defensive problem. If you look at the offensive efficiency and the offensive rating for the top 5 players in the NBA, it's the Golden State Warriors starting 5. It's Draymond, it's Clay, it's Steph, it's Looney, and it's Wiggins. Those are the most efficient starting 5 guys on the floor at any given time throughout the whole NBA. So, like I said, it's their second unit. I expect the Warriors to be fired up in this spot after coming off 3 straight losses. Last year they were 5-1 ATS. I think that the numbers are a tad bit too big. I do think that they probably end up covering, but you guys know, if you've been in this space before, I'm not interested in laying these big numbers like 9, 10, 11, 12. And sometimes you see teams cover them, sometimes you don't. Prime example, the Milwaukee Bucks. I took the Bucks in the trifecta spot, first quarter, first half, full game on today's Thursday. So I took them on Tuesday when they were playing against the Detroit Pistons in the first game with Detroit on the back-to-back. They covered the first quarter. They had a push for the second quarter, and they lost the full game outright. I'm not the full game outright. They lost the full game. They were 10.5 point, 11.5 point dogs, end up losing the game by 2 points. So, but they come back in the next game and they actually cover all 3. They won the first quarter yesterday by 5. They won the second quarter by like 10. By 5. So they won the first half by 10, and then they won the full game too. So teams do cover these big numbers, but I tweeted out an interesting stat earlier. Away favorites laying more than 6.5 points at the start of when the line first comes out. They're actually, I think it was 0-6. I tweeted that out earlier. So these away teams is coming in here that are laying more than 7 points or more. They've not done well in this spot. And what I think another thing that I looked at was how away favorites did last year in a similar spot of being an away team, being a favorite before the All-Star break, because I kind of want to see how teams, start the season off. And I think it was something like 0-16. So I'm not saying that the Warriors don't come out here and smack the Magic up. I think that they do. But my play in this game, I'm actually on the first half. I talked about it a little bit earlier on the morning show. I think Golden State comes out here early and try to, for one, like I said, I think it's a motivational spot. They're all agitated, frustrated, and upset with how the recent games have gone. The last game, they actually put forth a lot of effort to beat the Miami Heat, and lost that game and fell short. I think they take all that out on the Orlando Magic today, who actually struggle to score the ball. So I'm officially on Golden State 1 unit minus the 5 for the first half. I think that's my favorite play of the day. The reason why I didn't go Golden State first quarter, which I also like, I think the number was 2.5. And I'm okay with laying 2.5 points in the first half. In the first quarter. The only reason I didn't take the 2.5 is because towards the end of the first quarter, Golden State's second unit gonna be in, right? And I just talked about how inefficient they are on the defensive end. When you look at Golden State so far, their problem has been they can't guard centers, and they're not rebounding the ball as efficiently as they did last year. They were a much better rebounding team, and that'll probably come, with time. But right now, Golden State is actually 23rd in rebounding. They're only getting 42.8 rebounds a game, and Orlando has trees. They are actually rebounding the ball. They're the 8th best rebounding team in the league. So rebounding wise and defensive wise, Orlando is actually playing a little bit better. Orlando just struggled to score, and I think Golden State gets hot. They take all their frustration out, like I said, on this Orlando team tonight, which is why I'm officially on Golden State minus the 5. First half, I got that in. I locked that in at a minus 110 odds earlier. So that was my thoughts on the first game. As far as prop perspective, I was thinking about this. I was like, somebody gonna have to go down there and get rebounds for Golden State. I think it's Wiggins. I like Looney. I like Draymond. I think those guys gonna have to play big minutes, and I expect them to ratchet up the defensive intensity early in this one. I expect Golden State to struggle to score early in this game, and I expect their offense to be out of sync, especially without having ball handlers. And like I said, they already struggle offensively. If you take a look at who Golden State has played recently, and now I'll get off of this game and go on to the next one. But if you take a look at who's Golden State has played offensively recently, right? So Miami, I don't know exactly where they rank as far as offensive efficiency. I'm actually going to find that out for you guys while I'm doing this. But Miami's offense is a lot better than Orlando's. I'll tell you that. And then you look at Detroit. Detroit's offense is also a lot better than Orlando's. And then you look at Charlotte. Charlotte actually has a top 5 offense in the league. They had a top 5 offense in the league. It's taking a step back now. But Charlotte's offense had looked really, really good up until last night when they scored like 86 points. And then, of course, Miami again, Phoenix, Sacramento, Denver. All of these teams are teams that can actually score the ball. I'm pretty sure all these teams were. Let me see. Let's see where they fall. So Miami is Miami's actually 21st offensive rating, but they have a really good defense. Detroit is actually 26, so they're not making a good case for me at all. Detroit's actually 26, but they caught Detroit on the second night. Detroit caught them on the second night of a back-to-back. I think that had reason to do with, why they play so bad in that spot. I talked about Charlotte already, and Phoenix. Phoenix has Phoenix number 1. So, and they gave up 134 to Phoenix, and Sacramento as well. Sacramento is 15, so they're right in the middle of the pack. You flip it, and you get Orlando, who's ranked 27th. 4th worst offense in the league, only offensive rating of 106.3. I just think Golden State smothers them, and I think it's early. I know Golden State's typically a good third quarter team, but I think they have a lot of frustration based on how that game was called against Miami, as far as the carrying being done by Jordan Poole and him getting called for 4 or 5 carries. Steph and the foul that happened with Jimmy Butler. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I just think it's a motivation spot for me more so than back in the stats, because Orlando is typically a good first quarter team. Like I said, I think Golden State just comes out, punch him in the mouth early. Let me see what y'all on the YouTube comment section, and then I'll go into the next game. Let's see. What's good, Chris? Let's get some money. What up, Captain Taylor? Let's get some money. Yo. What up, Mitch? Don said he off the Knicks. I'm with you, bro. Can't get on them Knicks right now, man. Even though the Knicks might be in a good bounce back spot, I looked ahead to that game for tomorrow, too. Cavs are going to be something serious. Yeah, shout out to the Cavs, man. Shout out to the Cavs. Euphoria say he on Orlando plus the 9.5 and OKC plus the 6.5. Love the dogs tonight. Okay. What up, Tiffany? Appreciate you being here. Markel said he took Jordan Poole threes. I like Jordan Poole threes tonight. Let me see. As far as defensive efficiency from the 3-point line, let's see. Orlando's defense ranks 28th. They're allowing teams. No, I'm sorry. Their 3-point offense ranks 28th. They're only shooting 31% from 3. Their 3-point defense, on the other hand, is actually 11th. But we know Golden State has one of the better 3-point offenses in the league. So I think that could definitely happen for you. Jordan Poole could go over. Myron says, so happy to see Bobo on a team that actually plays him and lets him show folks his talent. Yeah, he's a talent for real. I don't think they're gonna be able to keep all of them. They got a lot of big boys down there, and I think they're gonna grow into be players that can actually need their more minutes than they're gonna get, because they got like 4 7-footers down there. These guys are humongous. Euphoria said, I like Orlando because both home games they've covered. Golden State hasn't done well on the road. That's true. I think that they bounce back in this spot, though. Thoughts on Golden State third quarter minus 2.5? I like the flow. I don't typically like to play Golden State third quarter before the game starts. If they're losing, I love jumping on Golden State to cover the spread. I don't care if it's 4.5, because typically they win the third quarter by like 7 or 8. So I wouldn't blindly play it early just because I expect Golden State to be up in this game versus being down, if that makes any sense. Daniel said Denver is happy he's gone too. He looked miserable, and they gave half effort when he played. It was probably just our system. I hope he can still thrive. And Frank said, if Orlando plays tough first half, hit that third quarter. That's a fact. And that's what I'll be doing, Frank. I'll be hitting the third quarter if Orlando does come out and play the Warriors tough in the first half. Nothing is guaranteed. That's just, my thoughts on how the game goes. But the money's come in. I mean, Golden State, the public side today, we saw it last night. The Pelicans were the public side, and that didn't go our way. It should have went our way if you were on the Pelicans last night. But, just because, sometimes you want to fade the public, but so much money has come in. Like I said, the spread opened at 7.5. So much money's come in on Golden State that the spread's all the way up to, what did I say? It was at 9.5 now? Yeah, it's 9.5 at some places. So it's a lot of money that's come in on Golden State. I see 62% of the tickets and 51% of the money is on Golden State. So Orlando, and some money's on the over as well, which I would lean towards the over too, but I'm not playing totals. I said I wasn't playing totals yesterday, and then my totals that I had for the day went 3-0, but I didn't play any of them. Just wrote them down as leans, and of course, when I don't take them, they hit. But neither here nor there. Let's move on to the second game. Let's go to the second game, and then if you guys got any thoughts or any comments or questions or plays that you want to share, send me a request on Twitter, and I'll get you guys up. Next game up, last game of the night, the Nuggets and the Thunder. So this game actually, let me get my notes back up. This game actually opened at 6 in favor of the Denver Nuggets. Total opened at 229.5. It's come down to 228.5, and the spread has went from 6 to 6.5. And I still see, I see 1-6. So money coming in, a little bit of money coming in on OKC, and it doesn't really matter where the money is. Honestly, I just like to look at that just to make sure I'm not missing anything as far as injury report, because there's always so much going on, so many variables. So what I got for you guys in this game. So you get a Nuggets team. They coming in off the loss versus the Lakers. They do have, I think, 3 days rest, because it feels like for an eternity since the Lakers beat them. That was a road game. This is another road game for them before they go back home. So second game of their road trip before they go back home. And should be a motivated spot for the Nuggets. I can't back the Nuggets, though, because the defense just looks so bad. Eventually, they could get going, but I'm not going to blindly take the Nuggets to eventually, for one, start to play defense. I do think that, the Nuggets are one of those teams that if they're motivated, they can play really good. But if they're not motivated, they can look like trash, too. They can absolutely look terrible. I also think there's something towards working Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray back into the flow of things. They're not the versions of themselves right now. We can't expect them to be who we expect them to be in the postseason, or in April, or even in March, because they have to work themselves back into the flow of the game, right? They're also still trying to integrate people like KCP, right? We know he came over. Austin Rivers is there. No, Austin Rivers is not there now. He's in Minnesota. But there's a lot of guys, still trying to figure out what fits. I do think let's look at the opposite side. So OKC, they're coming off 4 straight wins and 4 straight covers. This will be their last home game. And before they travel to Milwaukee. They do play Milwaukee coming up this weekend. As far as injuries, I saw that Ish was listed as questionable. Ish Smith, I don't know if he got ruled in or ruled out. And then Bones didn't play in the game against the Lakers the other day. He's listed as probable. I think he does return in this game. And the notes I got in this one. So the Nuggets, for some reason, they just don't take this. They don't take this team serious. They do not take the Thunder team serious. They're actually 0-5 ATS in the last 5 meetings, whether they win the game or lose the game. And then as far as stats and things that I want to share with you guys, this Nuggets team, they give up 121 points to the Lakers last week. They gave up 121 to the Lakers. What's crazy about that stat is the 121 points that they gave up, that's actually the least amount of points that they've given up all season. So every single team has gone over their team total. The point total of 121. They gave up 135 to the Blazers. They gave up 123 to the Warriors, and they give up 123 to the Jazz. I'm not saying that that OKC has the ability to be able to go out here and score as many points as these high caliber offenses that I just mentioned, being the Blazers, the Warriors, the Jazz, and I don't know how you give up 121 to the Lakers, but I don't know. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that that's a tad bit of a concern. These guys aren't playing any defense. Both teams actually rank up in pace. I think OKC's ranked 5th in pace, and which is actually, they're playing at a faster pace than the Denver Nuggets are. The Denver Nuggets are actually playing at the 12th fastest pace. And then you get OKC. They're actually playing a really good defense. They're the 6th rated defensive team right now. I think the game flow goes this way, and I'm gonna start sharing some first quarter bets with you guys, because I've been making some personal plays in the first quarter, just trying to do some trial and error to see what works and what hasn't, and they've been pretty successful so far. I think the flow goes like this. I think Denver wins the first quarter, which they typically do. We know Denver plays better on the road if you go look at the numbers, and they typically play better in the first half. Even when they got smacked up against Portland, it wasn't until the third quarter the other day that they got smacked up. They actually look good in the first quarter. They actually look good in the second quarter. Third quarter comes, and it's like they just run out of gas for some reason. So they're rested in this spot. I think that they, probably are motivated coming off a loss to the Lakers, and they should not dominate, but they should win this first quarter. They should win the first half. If you look at the trends for OKC typically goes down in the beginning of the game, in the first quarter, in the first half, and then they pick it up in the third quarter. So if y'all see that tonight, y'all tweet me and say, Chris, you know what? You was right on the game flow. Maybe it doesn't happen, but I'm thinking that's how the game goes. I think Denver comes out first. And I'm not saying I'm playing this, but I'm saying Denver comes out first. They win the first quarter. They win the first half. And then you see OKC start to pick it up. Guys like Josh Giddey, guys like SGA, Dort, Pokashevsky, Trey Mann. You see these guys pick it up. And they got a bunch of guys on their team to just play hard. Like, this team has no quit in them. They was down, like I said, 9 to the Magic in the third quarter and turned that one around. There's no way I feel comfortable laying 6.5 points with Denver. I know a lot of people don't play point spreads, but it's no way I could lay 6.5 with Denver. Could they come out here and win by 10? Yeah, they could. But OKC has covered every spread so far this year besides one, and the one that they didn't cover was by 1 point. If you're looking at props in this game, I don't think that you can go wrong with SGA. I think you absolutely have to play SGA. I think he was sitting at like 27.5. The only reason I didn't play SGA because I don't like playing numbers when the odds get tanked. Like -130, -140 for a player prop is not something that I'm interested in. So nothing official for me in this one. On the opposite side, I do think you have to look at Jokic, right? Maybe his I feel like his scoring is down just a tad bit because he has some firepower coming back to help him. But maybe you look at his rebounds. We know how bad the Thunder are at rebounding the ball. I think every center has hit their rebound prop against them. Last game, Wendell Carter Jr. and Bol both had 10 plus rebounds. So I think that, his rebound, I would take his rebounds probably up to 15, 16, because I do expect the game to be close. I don't expect Denver to blow them out, and there'll be plenty of rebound opportunities. So I like Jokic rebounds, even though I didn't play that. I think it was at 13.5. It opened at 12.5, and I missed the early line. Absolutely hate missing early lines, but I like to cap the size and the totals before I cap the prop. So I didn't play that. Also, maybe you look at Jokic rebounds plus assists. That way you can kind of benefit off both. He should absolutely dominate this game tonight. It could be a triple-double type game for Jokic, and I'd be looking towards his props in this one as well. With SGA on the other side, I also like Giddey. Giddey points were sitting at 12.5, and he's actually cleared that number, I think, in 3 of the 5 games that he's played, and more so than just clearing the number, he's shooting that many times per game too. I think Giddey's shooting the ball about 12 times on average throughout the first couple games. I already mentioned how bad Denver's defense is. I think OKC scores a few more points tonight, and I think Denver scores a few less points tonight based on averages. So that's what I got for you guys. It's a big slate tomorrow. I already started working on some things for tomorrow. We got a lot of games tomorrow. So definitely, tune in with me tomorrow early too. If you guys don't know, I'm doing a morning show every single morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Cashed It with Chris. It's a 25-minute podcast that's recorded on YouTube, on Spotify, on Twitter, on Apple Podcasts. So just you can look up ChrisBeCappinn, or you can look up Cashed It with Chris, and you'll be able to find it if you want to listen to the podcast versus looking at the video or going back and looking at the Twitter replay. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys, man. What you guys on? If you got plays, send me a request on Twitter, and I'll get you guys up. I'm gonna go through some of this stuff I see on Twitter. Let's see what we got. God, y'all were crazy. Suns plus 12. Pelicans first quarter spread was 0.5, 2 units on that. Yeah, I played it too, Malik. I did play the Pelicans first quarter last night, and it actually was a little bit scary right up until the end, but it did cash. Lakers haven't covered a first quarter spread, and they are minus 5.8, I think, in the first quarter. The Pelicans are plus 5.3, I think. So I should have tweeted that one out, but I didn't. But I did play the Pelicans first quarter. Spread was minus 0.5, like you said. LA said, I'm on Wiggins over 2.5 assists plus 126. He's hit 5 out of 8 games. The 3 times he missed, 2 were blowouts and 1 by the hook. I like that look, LA. I like that look. OKC plus the 6.5. JT said he on that. I like that. I like that a lot. Like I said, you guys sharp, because that's the way I'd be looking too. Euphoria said OKC covering machines. They picking up right where they left off. Right where they left off from last year. They mess around and win this game. They could. Tiffany said, Chris, you taking OKC to cover? No, I'm not, but I probably should. That's the only way I would look, Tiffany. I'm not going to get it as an official. I probably won't even play it. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I plan on going to sleep tonight early. I stayed up and watched that whole Laker game last night and then got up this morning and capped the games and did the show at 7 a.m. I get up early in the morning, like 5:15, 5:30, get a workout in, cap the games, do the show. So yeah, I'm tired, man. I'm probably not even watching a lot of that game. I might catch the first half, but I'm gonna watch this first game and then I'm probably going to sleep, man, because I got a lot of work to do tomorrow too. So yeah, I'm probably not taking OKC to cover, but that's the only way I would look, Tiffany. Markel said, I took SGA 23 and a half and Joker 14 rebounds. I like that look, Markel. I think they both hit that. DJ said OKC in a good rhythm. My parlay for tonight, SGA 27 and a half points. Michael Porter Jr., 3 threes. Jokic, 10 assists. Oh. Jordan Poole, over 17 and a half points. Wiggins, 3 rebounds, plus 44-30. I appreciate you sharing that, D'Angelo. Good luck. Best of luck to you, bro. I hope Jokic get them 10 assists tonight. That's the only one that kind of scares me just a tad bit. YBB, my brother, I appreciate you being here. YBB said the Golden State Warriors are 18-1-1 to the under following a game they committed at least 20 turnovers. So that means the defensive intensity should be ratcheted up. I'm pretty sure the other team's going under too. That's a hell of a stat, YBB. Appreciate you sharing that. 18-1-1 to the under following a game they committed at least 20 turnovers. Okay. I like that look a lot. They're getting off the snot tonight. Golden State, baby. First half minus the 5. Couldn't talk anybody off the 2.5 for the first quarter, but I'm going to stay away from that one. Frank said either OKC with the points or stay off. No, I'm with that. I'm with that for sure. If y'all got plays, man, send them request up. If you want to share them on Twitter, send me a request and I'll get you guys up. What else y'all got? JT, what's good? I can't find you on Twitter. What's your Twitter? Good show, Chris. Appreciate you. Now, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all you guys, man. If you're watching on Twitter, hit the like button for me over there. And tell a friend to tell a friend, like I always tell you guys, man. Hit the like button, share the show. All this information always free. I'm going to try to always keep it free for you guys. Let's see. Man, remember being in Chris Spaces last season. Dope to see you on YouTube, bro. I appreciate that, my brother. I think the Atlanta Hawks is a whole lot better than the Warriors. I don't know. I mean, current form, maybe. I don't like the Atlanta Hawks right now. I mean, I know they won yesterday, but that was because DeJounte Murray is a dog and he has 6 steals. and the Knicks actually shot themselves in the foot. They turned the ball over so many times yesterday. Just made some bonehead plays. They don't know how. The Knicks do not know how to play when they win in the game. If they get up by 15, they probably gonna lose. That's an interesting query. Where YBB at? YBB, run that query, man. Run the query of the Knicks actually getting a 15-point lead in the outcome of the game. Because I bet you they lose those games. Every time the Knicks go up, I don't even bet on the Knicks. And the last time I think I bet on the Knicks was last year when they beat the Boston Celtics. I actually bet on the Celtics in that game, and they came back and beat the Celtics. And I said, you know what? I can't play this Knicks team ever in life. So I've been off for them for a whole year, and I jumped back on them yesterday, minus 2.5 in a bad spot for the Hawks, and it's over. Seen on Twitter, Butler is out tomorrow. Yeah, Butler is out tomorrow. That's going to make for an interesting game. Miami actually plays in Indiana. I was looking at the over in that game because without Butler, I think the total goes over. You have to look at Bam props. Bam should absolutely eat. Tyler Hero, guys like Gabe Vincent, Matt Strus off the bench. He probably going to be the guy. I think a lot of value probably be on Matt Strus tomorrow. We know the Pacers don't play any defense and they give up a lot of threes. So that's an early look for tomorrow. How about them Lakers? I don't really want to talk about them right now. I'm kind of torn because I lost my money, but I was happy that they won. So, yeah, Markel said I can't bet the Knicks ever. Should we jump on the Pelicans tonight, right when the odds come out versus the Golden State Warriors tomorrow? KC, that's an amazing question. I say yes. Jump on the Pelicans tonight. We don't know the status of Brandon Ingram yet, but I capped the game already, and I like the Pelicans tomorrow. Really, it's just a fade of Golden State. I think Steve Kerr could potentially rest the guys tomorrow, too. I talked about that to open the show. The Golden State Warriors will be playing that 5th game. I think it's 7 nights or 8 nights. It's not a good spot for the Warriors. Even coming into this game will be a 3rd and 4th for the Warriors. They've literally played 4 games in 6 nights. This will be the 4th game in 6 nights. And 3 games in the last 4 nights, and another back-to-back tomorrow. Steve Kerr and that coaching staff, they understand this is chess, not checkers. They won't play their starters in games, to potentially get them injured or have any kind of setback. So I actually like the Pelicans a lot tomorrow, especially coming off the loss to the Lakers, back at the crib, rest advantage. They should be fired up, especially to get back home to the Smoothie King Center. Tiffany said Knicks pissed me off, and I went straight to sleep early. I felt like that too, Tiffany. Let's see. YBB said the Knicks have blown 20 leads of at least 15 points, lead the league. I figured YBB. That's just me thinking, bro. Like I see the Knicks play when they get a lead, they don't know what to do with it. It's like hot potato with the ball. They don't know how to make the right play. They stop playing defense. Like Thibodeau, that little bit of hair he got on top has to be about to fall out. Like You actually want if you take the Knicks, you want them to be losing at the end of the first half because then they actually a fight, especially at home. But yeah, let me get to the request, man. Y'all got requests? Y'all got plays for the night? Like I said, Bookie Bully, I think you got a bad connection, bro. Every time I try to get you up, we'll never let you connect. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got McDonald's Wi-Fi right
now. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Small slate, got a little underlook I like though. Actually, one I'm playing for a half unit plus 200, and then one I'm playing 1 unit minus 110. So Contavious Caldwell-Pope, it's under 12.5 points, and then under 2.5 3-pointers made. I'm playing them parlayed together for half unit at plus 200, and then the under 12.5 points is a single. So he's averaging 2.7 makes on 5 attempts this season, shooting 53% from 3 this season, coming off shooting 75% from 3 last game. He's only a 36% career shooter, and he shot 39% season, 39% last season. And he's due for some regression because, KCP, he's not known for being the most consistent shooter. He's a really streaky one where one game he'll hit 5, shooting 80%. Next game he'll go 0 for 2 or 0 for 4. So this season he's scoring 70% of his points from the 3-point line. And last season it was only 50%. So, the Nuggets are really just using him as a spot-up shooter for Jokic. And OKC this season is allowing the fourth most points in the paint per game. So Jokic will have the preferable matchup today. I think he gets his today. And OKC's opponents are shooting 32.8% from 3. It's the 5th lowest in the NBA right now, and 27.8% from 3 for the last 3 games. That's the lowest in the NBA. And for a player scoring 70% of his points from the 3-point line, I think it's going to be very hard to get 12.5 points. And the 2.5 threes, I really like that too. That's minus 200. That's why I'm parlaying that with the points alone.
Okay, I can see it. I like the looks, my brother. Appreciate you sharing that. So this is what I was talking about. I see so somebody said Kerr will not rest the starters, I think is what I read. Oh, yeah. So Super Kel said Underdog said no rest for Golden State tomorrow. I didn't see what he said, no rest for Golden State tomorrow. I do see something that says Steve Kerr said that no Warrior player will rest on Thursday. Today is Thursday. That don't mean that they're not resting tomorrow. Trust and believe Golden State probably gonna rest tomorrow. That's why you jump on the spread early tonight. You good, Super Kel. It ain't no big deal. Ain't no big deal, man. It's all good. I think I just wanted to make sure I read that right, so I went looking for it. I think the Warriors, like I said, I think they rest tomorrow. I don't know what the spread gonna open at, and I did just get news. I posted it on Twitter. If you guys are in the chat, you can see it at the top. Beat reporter Christian Clark from that covers the Pelicans. He tweeted it out. Brandon Ingram is out of the concussion protocol. We know that he didn't go on that 3-game Western Conference road trip. And Herb Jones, who they missed big time last night, both are listed as probable. So I think we see the line actually baked. I think we might see this baked in. I'm not saying it's going to be a letdown spot for the Pelicans tomorrow, but I think the Pelicans clean Golden State up tomorrow. It's a schedule spot. It's a bad schedule spot. And you might want to get on it tonight. I mean, you do what you want to do. Y'all got your own money, but you do what you want to do. I just foresee Golden State coming out and thumping the Magic tonight and resting their guys tomorrow. And the Pelicans get Brandon Ingram back tomorrow and Herb Jones tomorrow, coming off a loss. I think they turned up for that game tomorrow at Smoothie King Center. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a smash spot for the Warriors tonight, and I think they get smashed tomorrow versus the Pelicans in New Orleans before going back home and ending this 5-game road trip. Y'all got thoughts on that? Anybody got thoughts on that, man? It's some smart guys in the chat. Y'all send me a request, man. Y'all can come up here and talk. Anybody? Nobody else got? All I got is Bookie up here with me. I see DJ in here, DJ Hustle, Joey, DJ Props. My guy Snagged here. What up, Snag? Let me get snagged up. Snag, what's going on, my brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. As far as this Warriors game for today, give me Warriors first quarter winner and full game winner at minus 150.
Minus 150. Drop a bag on that, Snag. They win the first quarter and win the game outright. I couldn't talk you over that, Snag. I think they smack them up tonight, bro. I'll be with you on that for sure. Let's see. D'Angelo said Herb and Horford questionable tomorrow versus the Bucks. Might beat them by 50. Yeah, I see that. I see that just came out too. I know we doing some look aheads, but I see Underdog just tweeted that Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards are both listed with an illness listed as questionable for tomorrow. If they're not playing, man, they're gonna absolutely get smacked up tomorrow, and that spread might move.
They know when to throw the white flag.
Hey, I think they might be doing it. I mean, that's what it sounds like anyway. I mean, we don't know. It's a lot of information. You got to keep your notifications on. You got to be paying attention to this stuff too. And y'all know if y'all been rocking with me for a while, I typically put my bets in late, unless it's something that I really, really like. So, what else we got? Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Raul Neto listed as questionable tomorrow versus Detroit. And I think they were laying 7. I looked at that game earlier too. It should be a smack spot if the Cavs take that game serious. It will be their first road game in quite a while. I think the Cavs go to they come to LA. We actually play the Cavs. My Lakers play the Cavs over the weekend, and then they get the Clippers as well. So they'll be out LA next week for a little road trip. After the game in Detroit tomorrow, they'll go west. What else we got? Y'all got anybody else got any looks, man? I don't got no requests. So if not, we can make it a super short show. I'll go over my officials real quick, and then we can get up out of here.
I put the Jokic double-double in a parlay with that Warriors first quarter in 4 games. It's plus 151.
Hold on, Snack. Say it again. You got Jokic double-double. You got double-double in the win or just the double-double?
Yeah. The Jokic double-double PPD with the Warriors first quarter winner and the full game winner is plus 151.
Hey, that's a nice little 2-leg, Snack. I like that, bro. As long as Denver don't get upset in this game, I think Denver got to come out motivated in this spot, because if they come out slipping, they could potentially lose this game. Not that I know Denver's the better team; they're a much better team. But OKC, they I don't know what they doing out there, bro. They doing something special right now, though. What up, LJ?
What's up, Chris?
How you doing, bro?
Man, just got off work. Just jumped in the car, man. So gotta tap in with you before you get off.
My God, appreciate that. How you enjoyed the game yesterday?
Man, it was good, man. The Rockets messed it off in the first half, man. I had the +3, and I had the money line, man, and they was up with a second left, and Nicholas Batum hit a 3 at the buzzer beater and got fouled at the end of the half to take the lead, and I missed the money line, bro. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, man.
Second shot, bro, at the end of the half. Man, it was crazy, man. I couldn't believe it. But, yeah, man, I'm just going to stick to these props, Chris, because I went 7 and 12 on the sides yesterday, bro. But I went 6 and 2 on my props. So I'm going to lay off these sides for about a month, bro, and just stick to these props, man, because you never know with these 4 quarters, man. These teams can't hold a lead.
That's a fact.
Knicks was up. They lost the lead. You just never can tell with these teams, bro. So let's just stick to these players, man, and let's just cap these players on these props, man.
That's a fact, LJ. That's a fact, bro. You got to go with what's working for you. That's a fact. What you on tonight, LJ? What you liking, bro?
Man, I'm liking Pablo. I think he's gonna have the ball a lot. So I'm over his 3.5 assists -104.
Okay.
And I'm on Wendell Carter Jr. You just mentioned that Warriors have trouble defending the center position. He's averaging a double-double. He had a double-double last year in both games versus the Warriors. So I jumped on his double-double +109.
Okay.
And my best bet, well, I got Jokic rebounds because it's self-explanatory when you play Thunder.
Right.
So that's self-explanatory. There's no stats that you need to say with that. But for Shai Gilgeous, man, this man is averaging 3 steals at home. Every home game, he's had 3 steals, and it's at 1.5, bro. Like, that's easy money in my opinion. If anybody got that on their book, because my book don't even have it. I only can do offshore because I'm in Texas. I can't do all the books that y'all got.
Right.
So I'm limited to what I can do. So if anybody listening, if y'all can get Shai Gilgeous over 2.5 steals, please smash that, because he's gonna have 3 tonight. Because they're second in the league in converting steals. So that's a for sure bet right there. So those are my plays right there. But I wanted to mention something, man. As far as these props, Chris, we got to start looking ahead. These new players that's on different teams now, like Donovan Mitchell, Dejounte Murray, Sexton, Brunson. You got to look and see how they did against these teams last year and compare it to what they're going to do this year. And that's how you're going to get these props, because these bookies ain't said it yet, because they don't know how they're going to respond being on these new teams. So we got to get we got to get ahead right now, bro, while the season's still young, before these bookies catch on.
So that's just a good nugget. All these players that's on these new teams, look at how they did against the teams that they're playing last year on their old team and compare their numbers now. And that's how you're going to get their average on their prop. And that's how you're going to hit.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact, LJ. I know you had tweeted that to me yesterday. That's a fact, bro. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely.
Everybody fell for the Trae Young narrative yesterday, and Murray was the one that went on.
Right, Snag.
If you look at the numbers, Murray averaged 25 and 6 last year in both meetings versus the Knicks. So if you would have been smart enough just to be like, okay, the Knicks gonna key in on Trae Young tonight, but Murray gonna get his because of the average of what he had last year. So you're right.
No, that's a
how
fact.
You gotta do it, bro.
That's a fact. I love the looks too, LJ. I wrote those down, bro. Jokic rebounds, Paulo assists, SGA steals, and WCJ double, bro. I like it, man. I like it a lot, man. And like you said, you've been killing the props, so I appreciate you coming in and sharing these, bro. A kid named Coop on Twitter, he said Shea over 1.5 steals is a -105 on DraftKings. So if y'all got DraftKings, y'all might want to head over there. I've been playing a lot on DraftKings. In VA, we got pretty much every sports book. So I've been playing on DraftKings a little bit too. So
I would ladder that up to 2, man. I would ladder that up to 2.5 just to get some plus money.
Yeah, if you can. I don't know if you can ladder steals on DraftKings, but if you have the option, it it's definitely worth a sprinkle for sure. Like you said, primetime game. This dude plays hard every single night. So I love the looks, LJ. Appreciate you being here, bro.
Hey, before I let you go, me and Wham was talking about doing a little prop show start next week, bro. So just if you want to tap in, get on it, shoot us a little text and let us know because, he do his Wham talk throughout the week. So we're going to probably start a little prop show to give out plays that people can look ahead during the week just to get ahead of these teams. You see what I'm saying? Look at the future to see who they playing. To get some future looks to get ahead of these books, man. So,
I like it, bro. I hit OG Wham up, man. I hit him up, see if he got a spot for little old me on the show, man. My God, appreciate you, LJ.
Already.
Best of luck tonight, my brother. Long live AG. What's going on, bro? I think I remember you from last year. What's going on? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, what's up with you, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you?
Oh, man, I can't complain. Everything good. I'm out on the Bay side, West Coast. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I got a couple player props for the game tonight and stuff I was looking at. I just wanted to share with y'all. So, one of the player props I'm taking, Andrew Wiggins will score over 1.5 threes tonight. He's hit that 8 times in the last 9 games that they had since the season started. He keep clicking at that 2. Last game he hit 4. So based off the defense he's going up against tonight with the Magic, I think he'll be able to hit that number, especially because they're giving him a little bit more confidence to keep shooting threes. That's a look I really like. Another one is Steph Curry. I took the over 5.5 total rebounds. I don't know why the bookie still got his number at 5.5. He didn't hit over 5.5 in his last 5 games. Curry's a monster on the boards. Nobody looking for the little dude to go and grab a board. So I like that. And then it's a sleeper one, and I don't think it's going to be a favorite, but it's good money. They got Chuma Okeke from the Orlando Magic. He played a lot of bench minutes, like 18 to 20 minutes a game. They got his number of rebounds over 3.5 at plus 106. So I'm easily taking that. In his last 4 games, in the little 20 minutes that he got, he had 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds, and I think 8 or 7. So being that I'm in the Bay, I watch the Warriors. They've been disappointing me a little bit lately, especially the second unit. The second unit is trash on the board. So I think a guy like Chuma Okeke could come and get 4. You know what I mean? I know Warriors still trying to figure stuff out, but yeah, that's a couple of looks I got going for the night.
Hey, bro, I love the looks, man. That's some great analysis too. I haven't really watched Orlando play too much this year. I mean, I watched the starters play, but I definitely know who Okeke is. He's somebody I was taking his steal prop last year, but I haven't been paying attention to that rebound look. So that's a real sharp play, bro. I don't think I heard nobody say that all day.
He's not a scorer and nothing like that, but they putting him out there against the second unit, and most people bigs on the second unit ain't that great. He could jump and get a board. I ain't saying he can go out there and be Jordan. So
Right.
He's gonna grab a board. And he's supposed to push it to whoever the ball handler is. He can get 4 of them against the Warriors. The Warriors secondary unit, they not. You got Jonathan Kuminga, Moody, Wiseman. He's still trying to figure it out, bro. He gonna give up 4. He gonna give up 4 rebounds for sure.
Right. Now I like the looks, bro. Hey, best of luck, man. I think you sharp tonight.
I appreciate you, man. Y'all be cool, happy capping, and stuff against the bookies, man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. That's the right slaying right there for sure.
Right on.
Best of luck tonight, my brother. Free J King, I want to kick it to you, and then and then I want to get to degenerates as well. What's up, Free J King? How you doing, bro?
What up, Chris? How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. How you?
Doing good, bro. I only got 4 looks tonight. I'm gonna just keep it real simple. I did Jordan Poole 20 points. That's plus 158 on FanDuel. I just feel like if the Warriors gonna come out hard and strong, they may not play Steph the fourth quarter. So Jordan Poole may get extra minutes tonight. I feel like he can get 20 points from it. Andrew Wiggins, 2 assists. And then Michael Porter Jr. over 14.5 points. I feel like they're gonna double team and smash down on Jokic. So if Michael can get it hot early, he'll be shooting because they're gonna be double teaming Joe down low. And then my last one is Jalen Hurts. Anytime touchdown, he from Houston. I feel like he's gonna make it mandatory for him to score in his hometown in front of his family and friends. So that's all I got. Just those 4.
Yeah, I like that Jalen Hurts look as well, man. I definitely like that look.
Plus 832 on FanDuel.
You parlayed all that together?
Yeah, those 4.
Oh,
Jordan Poole, 20 points. Andrew Wiggins, 2 assists. MP over 14.5, and Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown score. Plus 832.
okay. Hey, best of luck, my brother. I hope you cash it.
Already, bro.
Absolutely. Degenerate, I want to kick it to you, and then Bookie Bully, I'm gonna come back to you. Hold on, if Blitz up here, I want to kick it to Blitz too. But Degenerate, kick it to you, bro. What's going on? How you doing today, man?
I'm good, Chris. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, so we had a fun night last night. You know, Kelly Oubre, I came over and gave that one out. That one hit with maybe like 8 minutes left in the third.
Absolutely. I appreciate you sharing that one. I was thinking about you yesterday watching him go off because he was hitting early.
Yeah, he was hitting early, man. You got to grind out the time on those those big slates and find some easy ones. You know how it goes.
Absolutely.
But I'm riding with that Michael Porter Jr. I got it at over 17.5, but that's not the one I came over here to give out today. Tonight, this one scares me a little bit. I'm putting 2 units on a Magic player. We're going Wendell Carter Jr. over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists tonight. Wendell's coming off of a season high 30 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists on Tuesday against the Thunder. And he's averaging almost 16, 10, and 3 so far this season. He's playing almost 33 minutes. He's got the lowest usage rate out of the Magic starters tonight, but you know, they're playing the Warriors, who just struggled guarding bigs all year long. So to me, this Magic team really have no choice but to use them tonight, right? So far this season, through 7 games, this stat surprised me, guys. Through 7 games, Golden State's allowing opposing centers on teams to combine for an average of 26.7 points a game. I don't know about you guys, but normally when I think about the Warriors down low, I'm thinking about Kevon Looney and Draymond, you know, kind of just running things down low in the paint. But that hasn't been the case this year. They're also allowing opposing centers 18.4 rebounds per game, which is 3rd worst in the league. They're also 19th in the league in opponent rebounding. And to me, this is just one where Wendell Carter, you know, he's playing all these minutes. And I just think he's going to get a lot of chances tonight. I know some people were talking about the Warriors earlier, and I honestly stay away from spreads the first month of the season, just with a lot of weird shit going on in the NBA. You know how stars act. Some games they show up, some games they don't. And to me, that really affects a lot. And the Warriors, I mean, they're 9.5 point favorites today, but they're 0-4 on the road, 2-6 against the spread. And I don't know. We held the spaces earlier, and I told all the DJs, I was like, guys, I don't know. You just can't bet on the Warriors tonight. There's only 2 games going on. And I think the public's going to be all over them. This line was 7 when I went to bed last night, and it's already at 9.5. But I don't want to offend anyone who's got any Warriors bets today. I hope that shit works out for you. But Wendell Carter's the one I'm focused on today, Chris. And I appreciate you for having me, and good luck today, everyone.
Absolutely, dude. I love the breakdown on Wendell Carter Jr. He definitely is in a smash spot for sure, DJ. So I like that look, bro, and I hope you cash it for sure. And I appreciate you sharing it with the community as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Good luck.
Anytime, bro. Best of luck to you as well. Blitz, I want to kick it to you before we come back to Bookie real quick. What's up, Blitz? How you doing? I think you connected. Might not be connected. Bookie, I'm gonna kick it back to you. Blitz, if you can hear me, then you can come in after Bookie. What's up? What's up, Bookie?
Just found this while I was looking at some stuff while everyone else was talking. So Jalen Suggs, Terrence Ross got ruled out. His point total went up 1 from 11.5 to 12.5. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you know. Is Cole Anthony playing tonight? I can't remember.
He's out.
He's out. All right.
Yeah.
I still like this. Jalen Suggs under 12.5. I know people don't like unders as much, but I think there's some real value in it.
Me too.
So he's shooting 27% from 3 this season. Not great for a guy who's 48% of his points come from the 3-point line, and he has another 40% of his points are coming from the paint, inside the paint, and the Warriors are allowing those second least field goal attempts around the paint. They're really good at cutting off the lane and getting players away from the paint. So you're asking for a guy to shoot 27% to maybe hit 2 or 3 threes to get over that 12.5 total, maybe a layup or 2. I think that's kind of high for a team with 2 very ball dominant players right now in Paolo and France, who have the much better matchup today. So I really like that. I think I'm going to put a unit on that. I think it's -120, -115.
Okay, I like the look. I can see that hitting for sure. Okay. All right, I think that's it, man. Real quick, it was a comment in the YouTube section that I wanted to kind of address real quick before we wrap it up, and I'll go over the other comments real quick, and then go give a recap of my plays, and then we'll get off here because it is only a 2-game slate, and we still been on here for an hour, but that's that's cool. So let's see. D'Angelo said Warriors allow first most points and first most threes. What do you think about Banchero points, Chris? Tonight, Chris? I think he gonna get the Draymond treatment tonight. I think they sticking Draymond on him, and he gonna have the hardest matchup that he's had all season. Now, last week I said that as well when he was facing the Cleveland Cavaliers and Evan Mobley was on him, and he absolutely ate against. I didn't watch much of that game, but he absolutely, his numbers were some of the best numbers he had. So I think he will embrace the challenge. Golden State, like I said, they're on the third game in 4 nights. 4th game in 6 nights as well. So maybe that impacts it just a tad bit. I just think Golden State gonna be turned up for this game, man. I think the market has, is probably close to being where they need to be on Banchero. But I honestly, I haven't played him all season. I lost a lot of money. Well, not lost the money, but not lost a lot of money, but missed out on a lot of money by not playing his prop because I know he hit like the first 5, 6, 7 games in a row. So he did have a bad game. Maybe he bounced back in this spot. It's going to be his first time against Golden State. I'm pretty sure he's ready for the challenge, but I think Golden State can be ready for the challenge as well. And I think they probably got him set to about where they need to have him set at. I would also recommend for you guys who are interested in looking at his props to use NBA.com advanced stats and go check out his usage, right? You can see see how much he actually has the ball versus everybody else, having the ball on the team. I think that's helpful in making your decision as well. So that's my feedback on that one. No real strong opinion. I think if you like Ventura, especially if he's making you money, continue to play him. Capper Taylor said Jeremiah Robertson Earl over 6.5 points -130 on FanDuel. It's his birthday. Plus, he's over 3 of 3 versus Denver, including 10 points less than 2 weeks ago. Okay. NBA props, my God. He said ready for Bowl block party tonight. If he gets his 30 minutes, kid will be swatting tonight. Hope you're good, Chris. Yeah, for sure. Prop. This dude is like crazy athletic. He can shoot the jumper. Like he's he got to put some weight on, but he's nice. I like him a lot. Let's see. Cleveland. Let's team get to the rim at will though. Yeah, but if you're talking about last night, I get money. Boston not a regular team. They got Jason Brown, Jason Tatum. Them guys get to the rim against anybody. Love that prop. He swats. We cash. Chris, you a legend. Appreciate the look. Banchero has been disappointing me so bad. Player played his points twice and didn't hit. Yeah, it's not always the right. You got to pick the matchups. I don't like the matchups, so I'm gonna stay with the prop. Even if it hit, I don't necessarily lose. I just don't cash. I'm not playing it just because he's an unbelievable talent. The guys, it's all about the market and value, and I'm not interested in playing that. So Let's see. Great show, Chris. Keep it up, bro. Appreciate that, JT. Appreciate that. That was a reference to Draymond on Butcher. Yeah. Okay, I get money. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I do see that. I see that a lot. That's all I got for you guys. Let me see what Stisky, I think is how you pronounce that. Stisky. Let me see if I can get him up real quick, and then we're gonna get up out of here. What's up, bro?
What I was gonna mention as far as Banchero, a lot of it is because they didn't have a point guard. So if you watch the offense, they had like 4 or 5 bigs out there. So I don't know if Suggs gonna change his points, but you should look at his assists.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Cezzy. I know LJ came in and said that earlier. That's what I'd be looking at too, bro. I like his assists. I like his assists, bro. Like you said, I'll be looking at his assists before I look at his points because he dominates the ball so much. You know what I mean? So I like that look a lot, bro. Best of luck if you end up playing it tonight.
Yeah, they get all bigs out there.
All bigs, yeah. Everybody like 7 foot. Now I'm with you.
There's no spacing, so it's not really his fault that it's the points because of the offense. I was actually looking at the Magic team total under. I know the first half. I know the Warriors defense been slipping, but without Ross either, I don't know how they're going to score so much. And they don't really have no three-point shooter. But I got to look at something else to see.
Yep. Okay. Hey, best of luck, bro. I hope you cash whatever you play tonight. Hustle, I bought you up. What's going on, my brother? You gonna be the last one. I'm gonna shut it down after that. What's going on, bro?
What's going on? How you living?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Good. I wanted to say, about Banchero, a lot of his bread and butter comes from the free throw line as well. He's a good free throw shooter. But if you go back and you look at games, you'll see games where he had, like in the beginning, he had five free throws made, 6 free throws made, stuff like that. And that's how he was like 27, 29, and stuff like that for the most part. So teams that are weak in the paint, teams that foul a lot in the paint, which I think Golden State does, you know what I'm saying?
They do. They wanted the worst teams in the league right now, Hustle, at fouling.
Yeah. So those are the teams that you want to predominantly take, his points over. In the beginning of the season, they were giving his 20 points for plus money. Now, they've adjusted. So it's like you said, it's about at where it should be. He's like in the 21 or 23 range on a nightly basis. But I've also been noticing another trend that a lot of these players, they have 2 games where the props just don't hit it. There's a bunch of players right now that I can name that kind of went on this trend of 2 games where they just did low numbers, and then that third game they bounced back. Wiggins was another one. I had Wiggins for 2 games, and he scored like 10, 15 points or something like that, and his line was 20. The third game, what happened? Bounces back and scored, over 20. So, that's another thing, to pay attention to. Banchero, he's right there right now because these last 2 games, he had like 16, 17. He didn't hit his 20. He'll probably get that tonight. Also, his assists are good. He's usually good for at least 2 assists in the first half alone. So from 2 to 4 assists, it's usually good money. His line is usually in that area. Yesterday, I just wanted to say I killed at first quarters. These first quarters have been great because they've been 0.5 has been the spread. But today I see these lines at 2.5. Now Denver is second in first quarter points scored, and then OKC is way at that bottom. I think they're 26th, but they have the line at 2.5. So I'm debating on taking that. I might wait for the live. I really like the lives because you can catch it at different numbers. As soon as the game starts, if the other team scores a point, 2 points to 0, they're going to change their line for the most part. And then you can just, sometimes you can just hop on it because they come back. So, yeah, teams like Golden State is up in that upper half. They score close to 30. Orlando scores about 25. So, but for both games, they have them minus 2.5, which is a little much. But, hey, it still might hit. So, that's the other things that I'm looking at today.
Love it, Hustle. Love it, bro. I didn't want to cut you off, but I've been doing the same thing, looking at the same exact stuff that you're talking about. I hit on Memphis last night, first quarter against Portland. I hit on the Pelicans to beat the Lakers. That was minus 0.5. Yes. But the Pistons, the Grizzlies was actually 1.5. But I just figured coming off a 2-game road trip, 2 straight losses to the Utah Jazz that they would, be a spot that they'd be up in, and they actually came out and played really well in the first quarter and got Portland out the way. I think they won by like 6 or 7. So when it's non-sweaty and you get your money early, and don't worry for people, I'm gonna start giving out these looks. I'm just trying to wait till we get a little more data on these teams, about 10 games in for each, and then I'll start sharing the first quarters and some of the first quarter team totals and all those type of things. I just want to get a little more data before I start to go crazy and up my unit size and give out too many plays. But if people know, they know, because that's actually how a lot of people found me on Twitter, is because I was giving out those first quarters for spreads and team totals over and first half. So we'll start finding our spots for sure as the season progresses. But right now it's a lot of variance with the totals and the size. So I understand why people sticking to the props.
And another thing with the first quarters, like, with players, you have to look at the rotation. So even a player like Banchero, I haven't watched a lot of games, but I know just from the box score, he starts the game, he goes out in the middle, but he comes back at the end of that first quarter. And sometimes, he gets his points there because he's with the second unit. And sometimes they have won first quarters, a couple of them, even though they score like, they're only averaging like 25 right now. But teams like Phoenix, Devin Booker plays most of the first quarter, so they win a lot of the first quarters.
Luka played the whole first quarter. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Luka pretty much plays the whole first quarter.
The whole thing. Yep.
Ja Morant. That's the reason why last year Memphis. Oh my God, they were beasts.
It made me so much money last year, bro.
Yeah, so much money because Ja will play the whole first quarter and he'll have like 12 points. You know what I'm saying? So there was games where Memphis will be up by crazy numbers in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? So teams like that, I'm always watching for their first quarters and trying to see where I can get them at. And also the total. If you got a team that averages 30 against a team that plays 25, most of the lines for first quarters, they don't really go over like 57, 58. But if you can catch like 54, 55 spot, most of the time I'm going to take that over. I've even seen like 52s and I'm like, oh my God, this is too low for this team, and take that over. So, and then like you said, with the first quarter, you can, boom, after the first quarter, you either paid or you lost that. Second quarter, you can usually adjust it. Most of the time, even the Lakers are absolutely abysmal in the first quarter and the third quarter. Yesterday, they got demolished in the third quarter, even though the second quarter was tight. But that second quarter, Lakers usually win the second quarter for some strange reason.
Yep, they do.
And that's just the trend that you just have to watch and you have to keep up with. And everybody's not paying attention to that stuff, but that's where you get your bread and butter. Like I said yesterday, for some fantastic reason, I went like undefeated. Like I had no losses with the quarters. And then Simons, he was another player that did it. He wasn't really scoring, I think, the last game, but a bounce back. Boom, yesterday, he scored 0 points in the first quarter, and he still ended with like 31 points. Like that was great to me. That helped me out tremendously.
Right.
Also, another one today, a pick that I'm looking at is Steph's threes. I'm looking at him to hit 5 today. He hasn't hit 5 in a while. He has like 2 games, he's hit like 7. They're down. They just lost 3 games in a row. They got to do something to bounce back. Everybody knows this is his team. Everybody knows he's the greatest shooter. They're giving his 5 for plus money. I got to take it. I have to. I think he's going to hit 5 to 7 threes. I think Curry's going to have today. So I'm definitely taking that.
Okay. Hey, Hustle. I always love chopping it up with you, bro. You're a sharp mind for sure. All way back to when we was in Cap Spaces, bro. I appreciate your insight, bro. I appreciate you sharing all that, because those are nuggets. You know what I mean? I get on here and I start talking, and there's so much I could say that I don't even think about what you're saying, but I don't even think about the points that you're making. But I agree with all of them. I think you make a lot of great points, bro, and I would echo all of those for sure.
Yeah. And it's like that for me too, but sometimes I don't like to give out everything because I don't really place my bets into the last minute, and sometimes I'm not so sure. But I do like to get on here and give my insight, and I appreciate you having this space for everybody, and appreciate you for letting people come up and and just express themselves and give their expertise on the game. It's much needed and it's much appreciated, man.
Absolutely, my brother. You always welcome up here, man. And best of luck, Hustle, on your plays tonight. What up, Snag? What you gonna add, bro?
Speaking of quarters, right? In this Eagles game so far, the second quarter's been the highest scoring quarter out of all the games so far, too. Speaking of quarters.
Oh yeah, you're right. I know I was watching them play Dallas, and in that game a couple weeks ago, they didn't score any points. And second quarter started, and their defense ended up picking up, and their defense scored, and then their offense scored. And next thing you know, it was scoring, scoring everywhere. So yeah, I like that. I like that look a lot too, Snag. If you see the game going under, and the points have dropped, you smash the over, or you take the first half over if no points is scored, in the first quarter, like you said. I like that look, Snag. I get money said I like the Warriors first quarter. Do you, Chris? I do like the Warriors first quarter. And for the people who wasn't on here, who stayed throughout the whole thing or jumped on late, I think the reason why I didn't give the Warriors, so I'm official on the Warriors first half. That's the play that I put in already. 1 unit play, Warriors first half minus the 5. The reason why I didn't take the first quarter is because I can't trust Golden State's second unit. And they could give up points. So it could be like a backdoor cover. I expect the Warriors to go up by 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 points in this first quarter. It doesn't mean that they'll hold the lead, though. If you take the Warriors to win the first quarter, I saw the spread at 2.5. It might even be up to 3.5 now. So I'm not telling you guys not to take it at that. I'm not playing the first quarter, but it's strictly because I don't trust the second unit. When you take the first half over the first quarter, then you give the starters a chance to come back in and finish the first half. The starters don't always finish the first quarter. So that's why I'm on the first half over the first quarter. I also think, this game could be a 15-point game in the fourth quarter. The Warriors winning, and then, Orlando could cover the full game, which is why I didn't play it officially at 8.5 or 9 or, any of those numbers. But I couldn't talk anybody off. I like that look as well. I think, like I said, I think the Warriors make this a statement game. Their defense picks up. And they absolutely come out here and get Orlando out the way, especially because Orlando can't score the ball. Like I said, in the second game, I'm not on anything official, but I like the looks that were shared. Jokic rebounds, SGA steals, LJ gave that out. Wendell Carter Jr. double. I couldn't talk anybody off of. Jordan Poole points to score 20 is plus 128. Free J King gave that out. Wiggins, I like his threes at 1.5. Steph rebounds, I think, is a sneaky look for people who want to play that. He's cleared that number every single time, and those are probably my favorite. Oh, and Jokic rebounds and assists. I like that line a lot, and I might end up getting there on that. If I got anything else official, I'll tweet it out. But right now, I only got one play in, and that's the Warriors first half minus the 5. That for me officially on that one. And real quick, Scotty got a ladder real quick. He got a threes ladder. That's plus 4,500 if people want this. He got Steph for 5, Clay for 4, Wiggins for 3, Wendell Carter Jr. for 2, and Paolo for 1. The only thing I don't like in that is that he got 3 Warriors at the top. That's a lot, Scotty. I know when Matt do these 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, he typically take one player for 5 from one team, one player for 4 from the other team. I understand what you're doing because we know Orlando don't have a lot of guys that can make threes. They're actually one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league down there with the Lakers. But that's a lot. You looking for what, 12 threes between those guys? And I'm not saying that it can't happen. That's just a lot of threes. That's a lot of threes, man. It could happen though. But yeah, that's what I'm on, man. Officially, like I said, Golden State, give me the -5 in the first half. I got it at minus 110 odds. Best of luck to you guys on whatever action you put in. And if you're watching on YouTube, man, hit the like button for me over there. And then tomorrow morning, Cashed It with Chris, 7 a.m. I'm doing shows early in the morning to beat the lines. Early in the morning. So tap in with me. It's live on Twitter, live on YouTube as well. And I want to say, let's see. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. End of the show. None of this is financial consultation. It's theory, it's statistics, it's logic, and it's analytics. Use your best judgment when placing your bets and bet with your head, not over it. Best of luck on your action tonight. Until we meet again. Good luck, you guys.